TBG is happy to support the Catherine Peachey Foundation and their continued efforts to fight breast cancer and advance their mission. In fact, our marketing department is bringing you tonight's live stream event.
Catherine Peachey was never satisfied with the status quo, and neither are we when it comes to your IT services. The Brookfield Group has been a staple in the IT community for over 30 years, offering everything from high-end data and networking services to cybersecurity.
Have a good evening. Please donate if you can, and check out their silent auction. Cheers.
Hi, I'm Stephen Peachey Sr. I'm Kathy Peachey's youngest brother. I'm Stephen Peachey Jr., Kathy's nephew. A number of years ago, over 25 years ago, right before Kathy died, there was a thing she had said to all her friends and family and had drilled into us was to not let this disease die or kill our daughters and kill our mothers, our sisters, our nieces and cousins. Initiative was started by Norman Metzger, Kathy's husband, and there was a push for a cookbook, to develop a cookbook, which the Catherine Peachey Fund started with. Norman being the president of the board of trustees, and after a few years he stepped down and asked me to take over, and I stepped in to assist Norman and Connie with their initiatives to continue to support breast cancer research. After 23 years, a decision was made that we felt we needed to pass it on to our younger parts, and my son Stephen, Connie's daughter Stephanie, took over the reins with the Catherine Peachey Fund and turned over to the Heroes Foundation.
So we're in our 27th year of funding breast cancer research. To date, we've granted over $3.4 million for research in Indiana, United States, and across the world. Most of our funds, we focus on things that are best positioned to move from the bench to the clinic. So on behalf of the Peachey family, we'd like to thank everyone for your contributions and your support of the Peachey Fund, and hope you enjoy the wine tasting. Thanks.
Have a good evening. Enjoy.
Welcome to Wine Tasting with Peachey 2021, the Porch Party Edition. And I hope your porch is lovely and warm breeze and you have a lovely glass of wine and perhaps some friends with you. I'm Connie Ruffenberger. I'm the lead of the Peachey Funds Grant Committee. We appreciate all of you who are joining us from your homes or from your friends' porches. A special thank you to everyone who's hosting a watch party tonight. That means you had to get the hors d'oeuvres and the glasses ready and greet everybody at the door with or without masks. It's not easy these days, but it will help researchers have the money that they need for breast cancer research in Indiana. You've been a part of that for so many years, and the Porch Party has become a wonderful addition and a fun way to do it. We lost our dear friend Catherine Peachey to breast cancer 27 years ago. It's hard to believe it's been 27 years. And she left behind 3 young children, a husband, and countless friends and family members who loved her and who promised her as she was leaving that we would continue to fight for answers to breast cancer. We miss her passion, but I think that passion has been passed down because Peachey has continued to fund very important breast cancer research in Indiana. We know we cannot do this without your help. You've been with us for years, many of you, and if you haven't been, welcome. Our hope is that you will enjoy our program tonight, featuring acoustic guitarist Shane Rodamel, Peachey Water, they're not Peachey Water, they're Peace Water, Winery Wines, and introductions to our Catherine Peachey Fund grantees. Because the Catherine Peachey Fund is 100% volunteers, and thanks to our membership in the Heroes Foundation, we can guarantee, honestly and openly, that your contributions will be used for very important breast cancer research in Indiana. In fact, the Peachey Fund's work of funding research that is best positioned to move from the bench to the clinic is more critical than ever this year. COVID-19 has changed our lives, makes a porch party mandatory as opposed to an option. But cancer doesn't pause for COVID, and we cannot stop funding research because of this disease. In some ways, everything we do that's important feels more important and is more heartwarming because we're doing it during such difficult times. So one of the fun things about tonight, aside from the wine and the friends, is that you can check out our silent auction items online until 9 o'clock tonight. Now I'm going to spell this so that I get it correct for you. It's at givergy.us/Peachey, and that's givergy.us/PEACHEY. And our goal tonight is $40,000, which, 15 years ago I would have thought was impossible, but Peachey continues to grow, and you have all been so wonderful that I really have total faith that with the auction items and the purchases of whatever you do tonight to support Peachey, we will reach that goal of $40,000. And that will help us to keep the labs moving during the pandemic. They're working, they've been working carefully, but money goes into such unique uses right now to make that possible. So Peachey can come in and help where there are needs, and that's always been one of our strong points. So please enjoy this beautiful summer evening. I hope whatever porch you're on, it's a friendly, wonderful porch, and help us move breast cancer research forward. I wish I had a glass of wine out here on the porch. I forgot mine. So cheers with yours, and thank you so much.
Good evening. Welcome to Wine Tasting with Peachey. The Catherine Peachey Fund is thrilled to welcome solo acoustic performer Shane Rodimel to Wine Tasting with Peachey. Let's sit back and enjoy some wine and some music from Shane. And while you're enjoying the music, feel free to go to our event website and check out our online auction or consider making a donation. 100% of tonight's donations will be granted to breast cancer research in Indiana. We'll be back in about 15 minutes with some more information about the Catherine Peachey Fund.
a sign to let me know you're here. 'Cause all of these lines are being crossed over the atmosphere, and I need to know things are gonna look up. 'Cause I feel us drowning in a sea spell from a cup. There is no safe place and no safe place to put my head, and you can feel the world shake from the words that I said. And I'm calling all angels, and I'm calling all you angels. And I won't give up if you don't give up. I won't give up if you don't give up. I won't give up if you don't give up. I won't give up if you don't give up. I need a sign to let me know you're here. 'Cause my TV set just keeps it all from being clear. And I want a reason for the way things have to be. And I need a hand to help build up some kind of hope inside of me. And I'm calling all angels, and I'm calling all you angels. When children have to play inside so they don't disappear, while private eyes solve marriage lies 'cause we don't talk for years. Football teams are kissing queens and losing sight of having dreams. In a world where what we want is only what we want until it's ours. And I'm calling all angels, and I'm calling all you angels. And I'm calling all angels. And I'm calling all you angels. Hey little girl, is your daddy home? Did he go and leave you all alone? I got a bad desire. Oh, I'm on fire. Tell me now, baby, is he good to you? Can he do to you those things that I do? I can take you higher. Oh, I'm on fire. Sometimes it's like someone took a knife, baby, edgy and dull, and cut a 6-inch valley through the middle of my skull. At night I wake up with the sheets soaking wet on a freight train running through the middle of my head, and you feel my desire. Oh, I'm on fire. Oh, I'm on fire. Woo-hoo. Sometimes it's like someone took a knife, baby, edgy and dull, and cut a 6-inch valley through the middle of my skull. At night I wake up with the sheets soaking wet and a freight train running through the middle of my head, and you feel my desire. Oh, I'm on fire. Oh, I'm on fire. Oh, I'm on fire. Look at the stars, look how they shine for you, and everything you do. They were all yellow. I came along, I wrote a song for you. Oh, what a thing to do. And it was called Yellow. So then I took my turn. What a thing to do. 'Cause it was all yellow. Your skin, oh yeah, your skin and bones turning into something beautiful. 'Cause you know I love you so. You know I love you so. I swam across, I jumped across for you. Oh, what a thing to do. 'Cause you were all yellow. I drew a line, I drew a line for you. Oh, what a thing to do. 'Cause it was all yellow. Your skin, oh yeah, your skin and bones turning into something beautiful. 'Cause you know, for you I bleed myself dry. For you I bleed myself dry. It's true. Look how they shine for you. Look how they shine for you. Look how they shine. It's true. Look how they shine for you. Look how they shine for you. Look how they shine. Look at the stars, how they shine for you. Everything you do.
Thank you.
The world was on fire and no one could save me but you. Strange world desires will make foolish lovers do. I never dreamed that I'd meet somebody like you. And I never dreamed that I'd lose somebody like you. No, I wanna fall in love. No, I wanna fall in love with you. With you. What a wicked game to play. Make me feel this way. What a wicked thing to do. Make me dream of you. What a wicked thing to say. You never felt this way. What a wicked thing to do. Make me dream of you. And I wanna fall in love. This world is only gonna break your heart. No, I wanna fall in love. World is only gonna break your heart with you. World is only gonna break your heart with you. World is only gonna break your heart. Nobody loves no one.
Thank you so much, Shane, and welcome back. I want to say hi to everybody out there that's enjoying a porch party, and I want to really sincerely thank all of our sponsors. We could not be doing this without our sponsors, and I think one of the things that makes our event unique is that 100% of the dollars that our sponsors give to support this event 100% of the dollars that our sponsors give to support this event will go to breast cancer research in the state of Indiana. Just a little bit about the Catherine Peachey Fund. We're in our 27th year. We are named after the beautiful Catherine Peachey, who lost her battle with breast cancer about 42 years ago now. And we are honored to continue her legacy. She felt very passionately about funding breast cancer research, and her friends and family around her deathbed agreed to take on that mantle, and so we continue to fight and raise money to support breast cancer research in Indiana. The Catherine Peachey Fund is made up of 100% volunteers, and we're very much a grassroots effort. The technology behind this virtual event is brought to you by the Brookfield Group. Makes us look a lot fancier than we are, but we're super grateful to them for their expertise and their help. Our presenting sponsor is Bright Ideas in Broad Ripple. Thank you so much to Bright Ideas. The next person that we're going to hear from tonight is Dr. Kathy Miller. She is the Balve-Lantero Professor of Oncology at the IU School of Medicine and a leader within the Vera Bradley Foundation Center for Breast Cancer Research at the IU Simon Cancer Center. She sees patients as a medical oncologist and is a nationally recognized breast cancer researcher whose expertise is introducing experimental treatments into the clinical setting. Her work is truly shaping the future of breast cancer care, and she is right here in Indiana, and that is why the Catherine Peachey Fund, she is one of the many reasons the Catherine Peachey Fund is so proud and honored to fund breast cancer research in Indiana, because we have some of the most excellent research happening right here in our state. So without any further ado, let's hear from Dr. Kathy Miller.
Hi everyone, it's Dr. Kathy Miller. I'm co-leader of the IU Simon Cancer Center's breast cancer program, and I am delighted to welcome you to the Peachey Wine Tasting virtual event. We are so looking forward to getting back to seeing you all in person again soon. I want to just let you know how important your presence and your support of the Peachey Fund is to the breast cancer program and to our researchers. Your support helps us dream. It helps us take chances. It helps us start an early project. Every new research project that we start has an idea that needs a critical experiment or two that has to be done to prove to the rest of the world that this idea is worthwhile. This is a line of research we want to continue. The challenge often becomes, where do you find the $5,000 or $10,000 or $20,000 to take that first step, to do that first experiment, to move from the idea in my head to an experiment in the laboratory that shows this is worthwhile, that allows us to continue? That's what Peachey allows us to do. It allows us to dream big. It allows us to not worry about failing. We can test ideas quickly. If they're not worthwhile, we move on to the next good idea. But there's something more important that your support does. Your support tells us that we are not alone. You recognize how important research is, that research is what gives hope to our patients who are dealing with this disease. It what gives hope to their families who see their loved ones affected by this disease, that there is a day in the future where we will no longer lose men and women to breast cancer, where families will no longer fear this dreaded disease. That's what research does. And your support allows that to happen. So thank you for continuing to support breast cancer research in these really challenging times. And we look forward to seeing you again in person at the next Peachey Wine Tasting event.
Almost 5 years ago, the Catherine Peachey Fund and the Heroes Foundation joined forces to battle cancer as a whole, and the Catherine Peachey Fund specifically, of course, continues to battle breast cancer research in Indiana. I am joined with the Heroes Foundation's Executive Director, Kelly.
All right. Thank you, Stephanie. And thank you for everybody that is tuning in at home from your porches, to all of our sponsors that made tonight possible, to all of our board members as well that are watching from home and cheering us on from there. I just want to say thank you again for being a part of this. We can't wait to see how some of the research dollars that are raised today go into effect. Like Stephanie mentioned, I'm Kelly Smith. I'm the Executive Director for the Heroes Foundation. And for those that aren't as familiar with the Heroes Foundation, we are a 501c3 nonprofit that was established 21 years ago. You can learn more about our story on our website, but our mission is to provide support, education to prevent cancer, as well as fund research and resources to find a cure here in the state of Indiana. So go to our website, heroesfoundation.org, to learn a little bit more about our organization and how ourselves, along with the Catherine Peachey Fund and our other programs, are trying to beat cancer in Indiana. Feel free to reach out to us if you want to learn more or get involved by volunteering or be a part of our organization. So with that, I'm going to turn it back over and just thank you guys for being a part of this. If you're watching from home, feel free to use social media. Post your pictures of your parties. Post pictures of the wine that you're drinking. Make sure to tag the Heroes Foundation and the Catherine Peachey Fund. Use the hashtag Wine Tasting with Peachey, and we will retweet and share on our Instagram stories as well as we are live here. With that, I'm going to turn it back over. All right, thanks.
Thanks, everybody.
Hello, my name is Mary Quinn, and I have been blessed to be involved with the Wine Tasting with Peachey event. This is our 7th year, and I co-chair this event with Stephanie and was so happy to learn about the Catherine Peachey Fund. About 10 years ago exactly, I went through my own battle with breast cancer and was very blessed to have early detection and get through my surgery and my treatment pretty quickly, and soon thereafter really wanted to see how I could help others who were continuing to battle the disease, and became acquainted with Stephanie and her mother and just this amazing organization during that time, and have been so thrilled with just their mission and the way that they give back to breast cancer research right here in Indiana, cutting edge, and the way that we are able to fund and what you've heard about. So that's a little bit about how I have been able to be involved, and I just encourage any of you who are looking for an organization to work with on breast cancer research to continue to put your efforts towards Catherine Peachey Fund. And as you've heard, we're able to fund many different initiatives here in Indiana. And one of those initiatives is the Breast Cancer Prevention Fund that was established 19 years ago. It's a $1 million endowment that is focused on breast cancer research prevention. And our principal investigator now is new, and her name is Dr. Tara Ballinger. And now we'll hear from Dr. Ballinger about their latest work. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Lisa Hayes, and I'm the Executive Director of the Red Alliance.
Hi, everyone. I'm Tara Ballinger. I am an assistant professor and a breast oncologist at the Indiana University Simon Comprehensive Cancer Center. And earlier this year, I was given the opportunity to become the new principal investigator of the Catherine Peachey Breast Cancer Prevention Fund. This fund supports breast cancer prevention research that's being done at Indiana University. It was originally started in 2001 as a transformational $1 million endowment from the Catherine Peachey Fund. Since that time, more than $675,000 has been dedicated to breast cancer prevention research, and the fund continues to ensure that work is always being done to prevent breast cancer before it starts. This fund supports the research that I am currently doing and will continuously support cutting-edge research being done at Indiana University to prevent breast cancer as long as that is something that we fight. So thank you very much to the Catherine Peachey Fund for supporting breast cancer research.
We want to thank our grantees for creating tonight's videos for us so that we can all learn more about how the Catherine Peachey Fund is supporting breast cancer research in Indiana and how we're using the money that we raised tonight to make a difference in the fight against breast cancer. Thanks to all of you who have donated tonight or maybe even bid on some of our silent auction items. Please consider contributing to the fight against breast cancer research by using our event website, the givergy.us/Peachey website, to make a donation or bid on items in our silent auction. And while you're doing that, I would like to introduce the owner of Peacewater Winery and our host this evening, Scott Burton. This is our 7th annual wine tasting with Peachey. This is our 2nd annual virtual wine tasting with Peachey, but as a whole, 7th annual. It's become a great tradition for Catherine Peachey Fund supporters, and we really could not do it without the support of Scott Burton and Peacewater Winery. So we thank him, and let's hear what Scott has to tell us about these special wines.
Welcome back to Peacewater, everyone. Mary, great seeing you again this year.
Scott.
It's fun to do it last year, so I'm glad we get to do it again this year. Those of you who had a chance to be with us last year, we welcome you back again. For those of you who haven't had a chance to be at Peacewater before, I want to give you a little bit of background on the winery. We're a locally owned Napa winery, kind of a different business model. We started about 7 years ago. Want to do something kind of fun, different, and give back oriented. So our business model is based on giving back and charity. So that's why we've always had a great time entertaining and partnering up with the Peachey Foundation. And glad we could do it again this year. But when we started the winery, we wanted to kind of bring Napa experience to Indiana, which is a weird thing to do, but that's what we wanted to do. I'd had some other businesses and I'd sold those. And after a few months of being semi-retired, my wife told me it was time to get out of the house and start getting out of her way and doing something productive. So we decided we would do this. And so Peachwater's been around for 7 years now. We have 3 different tasting rooms. We've opened up our latest tasting room in the middle of the pandemic, which was a great move business-wise, over in Fisher's in the yard. So it's been a great actual experience over there. It's been a lot of fun. So for those of you who don't know, we make our wines out in Napa. We have different vineyards out on Napa and Sonoma where we actually make our wines. We've got different vineyards which each grape is grown, and then our winemakers out there up on top of Howell Mountain at our winery where we do all of our production and cellaring there. And then we just sell it here in our tasting rooms. It's truly an Indiana-based Napa winery, and it's kind of our little piece of bringing Napa back here to home. As far as our charitable aspect of it goes, my wife's always been a very giving person, and we have 8 kids, big family, so we've always been blessed as different businesses we'd had as well. So we wanted something give back oriented. So we actually donate 50% of our net profits to different charities. Each one of the kids has picked a different charity that we support over the years. We also do private fundraising events like this with Peachey Foundation, which has always been our favorite one we've ever done. They've been with us from the very beginning, so it's been a great partnership.
Yes, we were so blessed to be back here for our 7th annual wine tasting with Peachey, and from the get-go, the Burtons have been great friends, and getting involved with the Catherine Peachey Fund and wanting to expand some of the fundraisers that we did, Peacewater was my first thought, and it's been just so fun to see it evolve, and it's so great to be out on the porch here again, doing a wine tasting with all of you at home on your porches.
Yeah, that's kind of what Peacewater is all about. It's kind of like friends and family. If you come to one of the tasting rooms, you'll see that it's just a very relaxed atmosphere where we just want people to feel comfortable and hang out and enjoy some good wine.
It's the best.
So I know you guys have 2 different wines as part of your package to sample. So I'm going to talk a little bit about our wines that you've got tonight, just as a little sample of what we've got. The first one is our rosé, which is actually a dry rosé, and its name is called Inspire. So if you probably got that there at home, it's a blend. It is a blend of Barbera, Zinfandel, and what's the last one, Mary? Like you're supposed to know. Pinot Noir. That was the last one in there. So it's about equal parts Pinot Noir, Barbera, and Zinfandel.
And for those of you who have been around the block on wine drinking, I know you'll remember that rosé always conjured up a sweet notion back in the white Zinfandel days, and rosés were more sweet. Well, this is a dry, lovely drinking rosé, so I love it, and I think the rosés have gotten really popular.
Oh yeah, we've doubled our production every year for the past 4 years in a rosé, and we sell out within 3 or 4 months every single time. Even last year during the pandemic, we managed to do that. But yeah, rosés are super popular. They have come a long way since the Sutter home ruined the white Zinfandel, and everybody think it was a sweet, medicine type of wine. But no, it's a great light summer wine. We do our crush in the morning on the grapes, and the juice has picked up a little bit of color. By the evening, we come back and bleed the juice off. That's why it's just got that nice, beautiful pink color to it. Then we actually blend it right on the spot in our stainless steel tanks, and we age it for about 8 months in the stainless steel tanks. So this is our 2020. I mentioned it was Barbera, Pinot Noir, and Zinfandel. Those were 3 of our vineyards that were fortunate enough to survive some of the fires and smoke and things like that we had. So it was in addition to the pandemic, of course, we had to deal with that out there all year, but it came out wonderful.
It came out wonderful. It's
Yeah.
so refreshing, so perfect for spring, summer day outside, inside, wherever you might be. And I personally love the name too, that it's called Inspire, because I just think it lends itself really well to what we're talking about here. I've always been so inspired by the Burtons and their business model here at Peacewater and as a family as a whole. And also, we're all here inspired by Catherine Peachey herself and her desire to continue she inspired the original breast cancer research here in Indiana, and we've just all been trying to continue her mission. So it's a great thing to bring as a gift to friends too that you're inspired by, and just love having it this evening. So thanks, Scott.
You're very welcome. The names of our wines, kind of interesting, are we have a big group me chat with all the kids involved in all the group me's, and we had like a playoff series, like we had brackets set up where everybody would submit names for the different wines, and so they would,
That
so
is
we
awesome.
would vote
That's
on
so
it, and
Burton,
that's how,
if you know,
it's,
if you know their family.
it's our crazy clan.
Yeah.
So we do have a second wine tonight too. Both of these wines are kind of more like summer style wines, being that we're doing it in June this year. This is called, it's one of our, we consider it a picnic wine. It's a lighter style red blend. It's called 21 Windows. It's named after Reggie, which is our 21 window Volkswagen bus from 1966. Each year the label changes a little bit. Reggie goes to different spots around the country. The first two have been out in San Francisco and LA because we had kids living there. And then this one's in Portland. One of our boys lived there. Next year it's going to be in Atlanta, the new label we're doing right now for our kids who just went to graduate school at Emory. So anyway, so there's a little story behind the wine. But again, it's just a lighter style red blend. It's kind of a really unique process we use for our barrel aging on this. It is aged for 18 months, but we use oak barrels that we soak in water first, which sucks a lot of the tannins out of it. So tannins can be kind of harsh, but this really lightens it and makes it more fruit forward, more of a, like I said, a picnic style wine. That's our 21 window blend. This is a blend of Zinfandel, Syrah, Merlot, Pinot Noir, and our Cabernet. And it's got almost one of every one of our different red varietals that we grow out there in our vineyards.
That's so interesting that's what keeps it lighter, that water soaking. But it is just so drinkable and such a perfect thing to throw in your basket to bring to an outdoor concert or whatever. And I love that the twist off makes that easy too. How do you decide when to do a twist off, when to do a cork? Like
if I had my way, we'd probably do all corks all the time, just because I like the kind of the romantic thing of doing the cork and that kind of stuff. But for practicality and in reality, the twist offs are generally better for any wine that you don't age. Okay. Like a red wine that you want to put in the cellar.
Yeah, because originally you kind of would think that, oh, it's kind of cheesy that you're twisting it off, but it sounds like that's not the case. It's on purpose.
Right, no, it is. And the corks allow some oxygen to enter the wine. So some of your red wines, as they oxygenate over the years, there's a small little oxygen transfer which helps develop the flavors of the wines. But with white wines and like a rosé and a red blend like this, lighter style fruity, it's very drinkable now. It's not one you would want to age for a long period of time. On the positive side, besides the ease of opening, corks are a natural product. And they actually have a little bacteria that can get in them, even though they try to eliminate it. So if you ever hear of a corked wine, it's because there's a little bacteria that was present in there, and it fouled the wine. So it has a failure rate of anywhere from like 1 to 3%, whereas this has obviously 100% and no failure rate on it. So so that's how we decide whether to go with the screw cap or the cork.
Interesting. I've always wondered that. Well, thanks for sharing that, and thanks again for sharing your beautiful winery with us and your wisdom and your business model and your generosity. And cheers to Peace Water. Cheers to Catherine Peachey. Thanks for being here with us tonight.
Thank you, gang.
Thank you so much, Scott and Mary. If you have never been to Peace Water Winery, I highly, highly recommend it. They have locations in Carmel. There's a new one that's downtown off of Mass Ave near the new Bottle Works district. And come in and enjoy their wines and really enjoy their beautiful atmosphere. They've just got a great thing going. They have live music on the weekends, which is so fun. And so I really encourage you to give it a try. Everybody that does is like, why wasn't I going there before? So come on in. And next, we did get a sneak peek of this, but we're going to see more of Lisa Hayes. I want to introduce you to Lisa Hayes, who's the Executive Director of the Red Alliance and a grantee of the Catherine Peachey Fund. And Lisa will tell you about how the Catherine Peachey Fund is supporting their efforts in fighting breast cancer.